Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Backlog Banter. This is my wife, Abram Buhner, and today we'll be talking about Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. The final character is imminent, and we are Smash fans, and we like video games and video game characters. And one of the most classic things for video game fans to do is talk about what characters they want in Smash. But this, my friends, my comrades, might be the end. But if you want to tell us before, get your predictions in under the wire. You can slide under the wire into our Discord, which is down in the description, and you can hit the wire, trip the wire, and fall right face first onto the subscribe button. I'm creating an entirely new metaphor here, guys. You just have to keep up with me. But we're here to talk about our predictions about Smash. Who knows where this video is going to go? We're probably just going to randomly go around Smash characters and Smash history and whatever, and just bullshit. But Abram, you are a unique man in the annals of the Smash fandom. And I am excited and interested to have this final Smash discussion with you.
All right, so Tucker, this is the final Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character reveal. Now, here's the thing. I am a person who has had to separate and then reconcile the separation between what I want out of the Smash Brothers DLC roster and what the DLC roster has kind of become.
Yeah.
What I want to end out the Fighters Pass is a QB or a Captain Rainbow or a Slippy Toad or a lot of characters like that. A Dixie Kong, a lot of niche Nintendo characters, right? That's kind of what I want. I think that's kind of what the Fighters Pass has probably been lacking, even though it was never really going to fill that niche in the first place, right?
Yeah, true.
That's what, a lot of the Smash 4 roster was for, with my Duck Hunt dog, my Wii Fit trainer and things like that. So how I come down on this final character, Tucker, on a more macro level before we even really get into individual predictions or rumors, speculations or whatever, is that I don't care who the final fighter is. And that doesn't come from a place of disinterest in Smash Brothers, because I love this series, of course, and Ultimate's one of my favorite games of all time in particular. But just, I'm not going to get what I want.
No, well, that's an interesting place for anyone to land in, is a disinterest. A genuine disinterest, not a dishonest disinterest in one of your favorite things of all time, gaming, Nintendo, one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's an interest there that I do want to dig into, because I think regardless of your personal hype for the prediction that you're going to be disappointed, which is increasingly likely, as we've noticed the trend of Smash Brothers, there is an intrigue here to this being ostensibly, for the foreseeable future, the final addition to the Smash Brothers roster. Regardless of who it is, this character holds a very special place in gaming history. I mean, I remember when I was first following Smash 4's reveal cycle and seeing all the new characters being added, people were talking about, before each character reveal, how important each one was, because this character is now a part of gaming history in a way that not many characters get a chance to be. Smash Brothers is that important. And I remember following Smash 4 all the way through and having the Fighters Pass end with Bayonetta, or the DLC end with Bayonetta, and me sitting there like, that was okay, because I didn't really give a fuck about Bayonetta at the time, and I recognized the craziness of that even happening. But this character has even more on it, because Ultimate is the ultimate game, and it's not clear what's going to be the future of Smash after this. The likelihood that it compiles into something larger is pretty unlikely. Getting a shakeup, having something smaller, having something fresher in the future, different team, different director, is probably where this is going to go. So
I agree.
The first 25 years of Smash, this is the cap, and that's really interesting.
It's really interesting, and I agree with everything you just said. And what I want to say is, I hope it actually is.
Yeah,
I really would. I would be far more than getting a character I don't care about in Smash Brothers. I would be genuinely disappointed if they said, "Okay, it's time for Fighters Pass 3."
Sure.
I think it's time to be done. I think it's time to say, "Here's Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah,
you got the whole game.
Maybe sell us the fucking poster, please, for the love of God."
Sell us
official release of that giant poster. I will buy that. I will put it over this empty long wall above my bed, and I will enjoy it every day of my life.
I will say, Tucker, I don't think it's impossible for this holiday season a re-release of Smash Ultimate with all the DLC included and that poster inside the case.
Ooh, that would have to be pretty small, though. Switch cases are fucking tiny.
You fucking fold it 16 ways from Sunday, right?
I hate folding posters. That's the worst shit ever.
But I think it is time to let Sakurai move on.
Yes, because 100%.
What is actually most exciting to me about Smash Brothers ending for now, I do think Bandai Namco will carry it on. I mean, Bandai Namco is already doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now on the development side, so kind of give it time to simmer. Next console, come back with it, right? Whatever. But Sakurai is obviously overworked and in need of a break, but B, such a fucking talented director who has made so many amazing games outside of Smash Brothers, whether that's Meteos, whether that's Kid Icarus Uprising, whether that's Kirby Air Ride. Give him his time to relax, unwind, be done with this project for a while, and then maybe tail end of the Switch, get another Sakurai game.
That would be amazing.
That'd be awesome. Kind of like how we got Icarus and Smash 4. Or Melee and
Air Ride. Yes.
Air Ride.
Yeah. No, but I entirely agree. I love the Smash hype cycle. I love the discussion that comes with it. But I've been living this cycle of Smash excitement and news and discussion for most of my adult cognizant life. Since Smash 4 happened, which was starting development a decade ago at this point, and Sakurai's been on that train the entire time since. It's been nonstop. And that has certainly made it less of an exciting moment for there to be a Smash reveal. I mean, I love Pyra and Mythra. That was a very exciting moment for me. But even in that moment, I was like, yeah, it's another Smash fighter. This feels natural. This doesn't feel insane because we've gotten the insane picks. We've reached that climax to the point where there's very little that surprises anymore. And regardless of what it is, I really hope that the next character, the final character coming very soon, is surprising. I think that if it is ending on a major crossover, it needs to be a major crossover that has some sort of twist to it that doesn't feel normal, that doesn't feel like, yes, okay, this makes sense. Whether that is, and we're not getting into specifics yet, but Master Chief feeling like just entirely out of place and entirely different from anything that would happen. Of course, you wouldn't buy that character because it's a celebration of gaming history. But I think there's very few characters that can meet that upper echelon, but there's also the element of surprise of Sakurai being a fucking weirdo and him having his own agenda for what is important for Smash and inserting fucking Piranha Plant or Joker or just weird things that do come out of left field. There's a possibility that he gets his last laugh on this final character. Yes, but I think I am not part of the Smash Brothers industrial complex that generates hype cyclically, right? So I'm kind of looking in. And so I think that what you're saying is likely, but what is equally, if not more likely, is that Nintendo picked this character and it's another Byleth. And I don't mean a Fire Emblem character. I just mean a marketing pick, a contractual thing, we cross-reference all of our different pie charts and graphs and everything, and we sunk your battleship right on E4, and E4 happens to be Cinderace or something, and I think that is a distinct possibility, and especially because if I were to take off my invisible cappy and throw it through the internet onto your head and become you for a moment, I get those big fucking dumb glasses, stupid looking
if I were to get in the head of somebody who's really, I think, correct and meticulous about how would I have ordered that fighter's pass, what's the most hyped character, I think you and most people would agree that Steve would have been that final big pop. So because of that, I think there's a real chance that it's somebody who's just here. Yeah. And most of those characters would be more interesting to me than most of the hype characters. So I might have the last laugh in the end instead of Sakurai. Yeah. But the kind of thing I was,
because you'll be laughing about that a decade afterward. Like we'll be old men in a fucking retirement home, and you'll like lean over to me, shaking in your arthritis and old age, and whisper in my ear, "You remember that the last character was actually Empoleon?" And I'll keel over and die because I'll have a heart attack in that moment. Yeah. You brought up a really dark and painful memory.
If it's someone like Bandana Waddle Dee, I will fucking do a victory lap of excitement, of personal excitement, But Tucker, I just want to put that out there because I think it's important to say.
It is important. It's scary but important because and I don't know how you feel about this particularly, because you just shared pretty much a fact and not necessarily your perspective on it.
Right.
But there is that distinct possibility. But I personally think for Smash, for gaming history, for all of that, that's the worst case scenario. That ends things on a down note. That's ending the base roster of Smash Ultimate with fucking Incineroar and being like, oh, okay, this
Sure.
is where you're ending. That's the least interesting pick in the base roster. But so I'm worried for that possibility. I do agree that it is a possibility. We don't particularly know which characters were chosen by Nintendo or Sakurai or by collaboration, whatever. It's sort of a mishmash. Of course, we don't know who chose this last one, especially. But if it's a Gen 8 Pokemon or something like that, I just man.
Where I come down on it is I don't think it matters, because I don't think it undercuts what Smash Ultimate achieved.
Yeah,
that's my thing. It's not like,
I agree on the whole, but there is something to be said about anything that you consume, anything you engage with, leaving a bad taste in your mouth. We've had the hype and quality of Smash Ultimate for over almost 3 years now. Holy fuck, it's been a long time. And if you end with that bad taste in your mouth, people look back, people who are in the hype cycle look back and Smash Ultimate like, yeah, that was great, but I really wish it ended on a more positive note.
No, that's a great point. I think from my perspective,
we've all bought the copies of our game already, so fucking Nintendo wins regardless.
Right. That is true. You bought the game, you bought the Fighters Pass, they're just going to show up. But I think that point for me loses weight when the character releases and they end up being mechanically interesting as all the Smash Bros. Characters have.
Sure.
You know, like, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, here's fucking blue hair person from SMT5. Mm-hmm. Sure, it'd be underwhelming in the moment, but then I'm sure they'd play very interestingly.
Yeah.
I think that whatever happens and matters for about a week on Twitter, and then it doesn't matter anymore, right? And again, I think that Smash Ultimate is going to matter as a collective, not as an individual thing. The Steve reveal, sure. The Banjo reveal, sure. Right? These moments, but Smash Brothers Ultimate is not a game defined by those moments.
Yeah.
So the bigger the character, the better the views we're gonna get. So I suppose that's my only vested interest in
1000%.
You know,
and whoever it is, and I agree. I think where I come down on it is my worry for the possibility, as we were saying, my interest in the spot of what this fills in video game history as the final character of Smash Ultimate, sort of hopefully ending this era of Smash Brothers if we are moving on to something different. But on a personal level, I don't feel any particular pain or excitement for whoever it is going to be, because I have gotten 3 of my most wanted characters and my favorite games of all time in this past exclusively. I got Minecraft Arms and Xenoblade 2, of which are games that no one gives a fuck about, in Fighters Pass 2. And that is insane to me. And I will never ask Sakurai for anything again, which is where I come down on it, because it's bonus to me, because for so much of Smash's history, I would see a character and be like, that's cool and they're fun to play, but I have no connection to him. And I finally, with the second Fighters Pass of Smash Ultimate, I got the characters that I wanted, that were from the games I cared about. And that was really exciting to me. So this last one is for everyone else, I guess.
I mean, I haven't really gotten any deals. Even Fighters Pass 1 or 2, I haven't really gotten a ton of DLC characters I even really care that much about, frankly. But I mean, I got fucking Isabelle and Inkling and King K. Rool and Ridley and all these people, you know, and in the base Smash Ultimate experience. So what am I gonna fucking ask Sakurai for more, you know? But Tucker, I think we got enough fucking pussyfooting around. Pardon my language.
We're good at that.
Yes. I think it's time to get into the specifics for a moment.
Yes.
Now, there's one pernicious rumor I'd like to discuss with you that I don't think we've even discussed in private.
Sure. I have not, before you say it, I have not heard anything about specific rumors about this character. And of course, if you leak it to me, I guess I don't really give a fuck, because it's probably one of those characters that's in the zeitgeist anyway.
Yeah, we got to discuss it anyway. I got to fucking rip the bandage off of you. I also don't know if Sora is being persistently talked about right now, because so apparently what has happened is that several months ago somebody posted on a message board or fucking 4chan or whatever and said, today we got contacted I work at Nintendo, and no.
They got contacted by someone who worked at Nintendo.
No. Yes.
Damn it.
Slow down.
Yes.
Slow down.
I'm just trying to predict you.
This person worked at Disney, and they worked in the music department.
Sure.
And they were contacted by Nintendo saying that they wanted to license music for something happening on October 5th.
Holy
and fuck. For months, nobody gave a shit about that, because what did it mean?
It could have been another fucking Tsum game.
It also could have just been somebody threw out a random date, right?
Yes.
But recently that got unearthed, and a bunch of YouTubers been covering that. It's been been doing the press circuit with the usual suspects that are always reporting on these leaks and rumors. I think that Sora is so improbable that he's almost impossible. That's my perspective on Sora in particular.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put that rumor out there because that is at the forefront of contemporaneous speculation at the moment. But I just think that is so unlikely from just a licensing perspective.
Yeah.
That Sora does not seem likely. As for that music call, I think there's a lot of possibilities that people aren't giving light to. Either Nintendo, remember, because they just showed off that Magical World 2 remake for Switch that was a 3DS game brought over. Obviously, that has Disney music in it. So maybe they were planning the Direct for the 5th. The Direct got moved. Or on the 5th, they're going to drop a overview trailer later in the day for this Disney thing, or it's just completely unrelated. It might have been a scrap thing, a moved thing.
Yeah.
I do not think this means Smash Brothers, but I think that it is a very peculiar coincidence.
100%.
But I just don't think Sora's going to happen.
It's really interesting that you bring that up, because that's such a series of strange connected events that out of context sounds like another 4chan day, another day on 4chan, another day on Smash Bros. Related 4chan. But October 5th being that specific is interesting. Now the question comes in: if this was posted, I don't know the date because you didn't tell me, but I'm saying May, whatever. It was
a while. It's like I want to say July, but I could be wrong. But that was months ago.
Would Nintendo have already had planned this announcement for that?
That's my other
day.
thing.
There's a lot of questions going about it, but the fact is that it is possible that was planned that far in advance. They, of course, got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes we don't know about. October 5th is nothing else happening that day. The Smash is the only thing that important that happening that day on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. So that is an interesting coincidence. And I would say that what I was saying about improbability and surprise, what you're saying about Sora being that unlikely due to licensing and that being the thing that has always held back people from being fully excited about the possibility of Sora, makes it fill that slot of obviously Kingdom Hearts incredibly important. Sora fitting in such a unique position as a video game character related to Disney characters that it would be incredibly unique compared to the rest of the Smash Bros. Roster. And it has that improbability factor that would make the surprise, holy shit, they actually did it. For the end of Smash Brothers, they worked with fucking Disney.
Yeah.
But of course, that could mean that, we're getting Thanos in Smash.
I actually am a fan of Sora as a character. Sure. I honestly would think that's a pretty cool character to end on, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I just think that is such a steep hill to climb. That's not... Final Fantasy was already a steep enough hill to climb for whatever reason.
Twice.
It was just Square Enix, right?
3 times.
And ultimately, Sora as a character is owned by Disney, so Square might not even need to be involved in that. On a discussion level, even if they had to be, obviously they're clearly more open considering we got Cloud, Sephiroth, and Hero. But I'm very hesitant about that.
Yeah,
very hesitant.
Though, what I want to end that part of the Sora, I want to end the Sora discussion on is that would mean nothing to me. I don't give a piss about Kingdom Hearts. I don't give a piss about Disney. And I would be just excited for the fact that they actually did it. That it would be exciting to see because of what I was saying of holy shit, they actually figured out the licensing and reached that point. And that would feel like a fitting end, regardless of my personal excitement for it.
No, I agree. Let's talk about the character you mentioned, which is Master Chief.
Yes, I did mention that.
Which is, I think, more likely than most people let on.
Sure.
I think that Nintendo and Microsoft clearly have a very strong relationship, which has only been strengthened by Rare games coming to NSO next month. Or not next month, because fucking God forbid we could have Banjo-Kazooie day one of those games coming into NSO.
Well, God forbid we have more than 9 games.
God,
I've read something other than fucking win back.
That's actually one of the ones I'm most interested to try because I've literally never fucking heard of that game.
Yeah.
But
we'll review win back.
I think unironically we should review win back.
Yeah, okay. But win back character for Smash.
Master Chief is the lowest common denominator pick.
Mm-hmm.
That and what I mean by that is it appeals to the most people. It generates the most hype. It is probably in the hierarchy of difficulty, just logistically, probably one on the lower end.
Sure, considering their cooperation in the past. Yeah.
Yes, and that is, I think, because Travis, rest in peace, got deconfirmed, because Dante, rest in peace, got deconfirmed. Master Chief is, I think, the only third-party character that will legitimately get me schmoovin' in my seat. So
I mean, we could go. I think it'd be kind of fun, actually. I might pull up your top 100 games list and see third-party character-wise what interests you. But I'm talking about Master Chief. That is I think for me, the best combination. That's the best case scenario, in my opinion, because I'd be more excited for Master Chief than Sora, even though I think Sora is a great scenario. That's a great chance situation, but Master Chief would be and don't even get me started. Now, I haven't played Halo 3 and I'm middling on Halo 1 and 2 as has been established on this channel, but imagine he gets his splash 3 and it's Master Chief finishes the fight.
Right.
The synergy there for one of the most exciting video game launches of all time. Yeah. With Smash Bros. Ultimate, one of the most exciting video games hype-wise of all time, combining with that classic tagline, and you make his reveal trailer like have the music from the Halo 3 reveal trailer in the background, and like, oh my fucking god, it's almost too good to be true.
No, and I really think that if you're swinging for the fences, you gotta swing for the fences with Master Chief,
and you get Blood Gulch Alpha as the as the map. No, it wouldn't happen.
There's a perfect moveset for Master Chief, just off the top of my head. I'm fucking Masahiro Sakurai is 100 times smarter than I am, so he would come up with something even better. But
I say you don't control him; you just control the Scorpion, and he's inside him, and you just control the that's why they removed the Landmaster. It's because they wanted to put a Scorpion in this fucking game.
No, you can't, because Free Guy already got the Scorpion. Do you remember that?
That was in Free Guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I mean, I've also tried to repress Free Guy, so.
I forgot. I didn't even know you watched that, to be honest.
Remember I said it was the worst thing that happened in Joe Biden's America?
That's an ancient memory. I don't care. But holy shit, Master Chief. And regardless of my disconnect from the Halo franchise, that's good lord, that's exciting. That's amazing.
Yes. Now, Tucker, 2 for you, 1 for me. Because let's say Nintendo,
as usual.
Right. Let's say Nintendo picked that final character and it's a marketing character.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how excited I would be if Andy from Advance Wars is the final character?
Is that something they care enough about with marketing to be a marketing push, though?
I think maybe, because if you can get Advance Wars to sell a couple million units and you fucking goose that up on probably not a huge budget, partnering with WayForward to make that remaster collection or remake collection, Andy from Advance Wars, I think, is a very strong choice. Don't even, there's no rumors, there's no speculation, just me saying shit, but I would be very happy. Of course, yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool. I think what that fits for me is that it's the best case scenario of a marketing push character where it's not obvious. Like, that's a representation for a strange Nintendo game. It's very creative, it's very unique. And okay, it's a marketing push, but that's like the D tier of like interest for that possible character. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. And I don't give a fuck about Advance Wars, and I might give a fuck about Advance Wars once I play it.
Yeah, I've never played them.
But that would be pretty cool.
Tucker, I think we should probably talk about the 2 big boys. Well, one's really the big boy. The other I just kind of group in the PlayStation PS1 platforming mascots, being Crash and Spyro.
Yeah.
A fucking Wampa Fruit man himself, Crash, is kind of, I'd say, unofficially the front runner for last character.
I would say he's unofficially the front runner because he sort of fulfills that last classic mascot slot. of the fact that we've gotten Mega Man and Pac-Man and Sonic and Mario and Kirby and fucking Pikachu and all those classic, colorful, iconic characters are for the most part covered. But Crash Bandicoot, history with PlayStation aside, is kind of the last remaining bastion of that. Yes. Spyro, I feel like people put too much like pressure on. Spyro's not that popular compared to Crash Bandicoot, and people are just like, oh yeah, those were like, you know, they're in a similar place, but Spyro the Dragon's not gonna fucking happen. That would.
What if we had a Spyro the Dragon Echo Fighter for Ridley?
Now you're talking. I think he uses the same moves. They about look the same. But Crash is one that I think would excite me most. Just below Master Chief, I think that would be another best case scenario for wide appeal, for importance to gaming history, for the rivalry between Mario and Crash sort of, you know, coming to a head of 3D platformers. And I think I've shared this before, but I do think that there is a best case scenario for his reveal trailer, which is you start off with that Smash 64 commercial with the people in their suits in the field beating each other up.
Yep.
They're printed into the field. They're beating each other up. And you get the Crash guy in his big dumb mascot suit to come beat them up. Now I know you're not a third-party guy, but just the importance to Nintendo's history from how unique that commercial was, and bringing that back for the end of Smash Ultimate with another very important character to video game history, and having having it be a live action reveal trailer, essentially. There's so much there that's even more too good to be true. Yeah.
I mean, that would be awesome.
That would be so cool.
I hate Crash Bandicoot. I think I've been on the record as hating Crash Bandicoot. I like Crash 3. I'll give you guys that much. I'll give you Crash 3. But I think Crash makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. He's beloved. I'm in the scant minority of people who hate Crash Bandicoot.
True.
And of course, I have to recognize that he's an incredibly influential mascot and face of the industry. And I think that what Crash Bandicoot offers from a historical perspective is a circuitous way to represent PlayStation in Smash 100%. Brothers, because PlayStation won't let Fortnite have crossplay on PlayStation 4. They're not going to let Kratos be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
No, yeah.
But Crash Bandicoot is now an Activision character, but Crash Bandicoot was a PlayStation character.
Yes.
It was a Naughty Dog character.
Yes.
So I think that if you're thinking about checking the boxes, right, you do have, again, in a circuitous way, you have Microsoft. This you'd have it in a circuitous way, you would have PlayStation.
Well, Sony. So I guess, yeah, it's just saying in a circuitous way, we already have Microsoft.
Right, yeah, with Steve and Banjo.
And Cuphead and Dragonborn and
I guess, yeah.
But all of that is Microsoft. It's Microsoft, but it's like Microsoft. Yeah, it's like down there. Yeah. But which is why I've always been still a proponent for the possibility of Master Chief, because Banjo and Steve are Microsoft, but they're not like Microsoft, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think that the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy should have been called the Crash Your Chief Collection? Crash Your Chief Collection. Tucker, I want to raise the question of another vertical that has not been covered by the Smash Bros. Roster at all, and that is indies. It is indie gaming.
Not counting Minecraft.
I don't think you can count Minecraft as anything in the ballpark of indie anymore.
It is. It's the caveat of anymore, because I would still say that Minecraft is the face of indie gaming, of what indies can be in terms of popularity. It was indie for 7 years, and then it obviously blew up and became it was the most popular game of all time as an indie game still.
No, I mean, I think that's a fair point, but I think that that's not what indie gaming is at the time that Steve was added.
Yeah,
if Steve had been added in Brawl, right, or even into Smash 4, then I think the conversation's different. But Minecraft,
Brawl came out before Minecraft.
Did it really? Minecraft wasn't around like
2011.
Oh, really? I would have said Minecraft started in like 2007.
No, 2009 is when the alpha started. 2011 was the official release.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good information. So even if it had been in Smash 4, I think there would have been a better leg to stand on there in terms of being indie. But I just don't. I don't think it fulfills that.
I know. I was being
You're being a pedantic Patrice.
I was trying to come up with your classic word and strange name combination, but you're better at it than I am, so you got it first.
But this is where it gets kind of goofy because Cuphead, who is also, I would say, arguably not super indie anymore.
Yeah.
And Shovel Knight, who I'd also argue is not indie either, considering that Yacht Club is now a multimedia publisher, but they're both they're Mii Fighter costumes and assist trophies respectively.
And
Shantae is a costume also, but I don't know. I just like to do that so it's the Sans. But I do think that an indie rep on the roster would be important, and indies have been so important to Nintendo for so long now.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you put like a quote in there, your Nicholas character quote, or you get. I mean, I don't even personally think that Zagreus is that indie either, but I think that a character, whether in the letter of the law of indie or in the spirit of indie, like a Zagreus, I think getting a more indie than not is how I was like, because the term indie means nothing anymore.
Of course.
Yes. This is a hair that I have split on retroware, so I'm trying to be careful with my words for consistency. But a character that could, if you have the larger bucket of indie, somebody who falls into it, I think is important.
But unless the game's too popular, then it's not indie anymore. So
it's not really about popularity as much as it's about funding and scale. Because
Shovel Knight was a Kickstarted game.
It was, but now they're a multimedia publisher. Because I know. In Nintendo,
but now we're splitting hairs here, and I think it's an interesting discussion to have.
It's a different discussion, I suppose.
I guess that's true. Should we just talk about indie characters?
Yes, we'll just fucking anybody's on the table. If PlayStation can say Kenna's an indie, anybody we're going to talk about is going to fall under that indie bucket.
Yeah. And if there was a character called Kenna, then that would be awesome. Oopsie.
We'll put a pin in the fucking semantic Samuel discussion about what indie means for later.
In my mind, the representation of indie games that is for me and below Minecraft was always and probably still will always be Fez. Now that is ridiculous. Gomez has no moveset. Gomez is not a particularly iconic character, important for the time.
What if Gomez? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to anyway.
Yeah.
What if Gomez could flip the stages from this way to this way, so you play on 2 inches of the stage?
Yes, and no one else can see what's going on, but you can, as the Gomez player, you know exactly what's happening. Oh, god, it's fucking funny. But that's not gonna happen also because what the fuck is going on with Phil Fish?
He's a fucking psychopath.
Phil Fish probably moved to fucking Siberia and he's just smoking crack out there.
He's such an interesting man to me, but he's a little bit of a psycho.
He's a dick. He's an asshole. Made a good game though.
You did.
What characters bubble to mind first for you?
Again,
that fit your fucking extra specific criteria of indie representation.
Well, then you got to go with somebody like Celeste.
Madeline?
Yeah. I forgot her name's not Celeste, is it?
No,
Madeline, something like that. But I think that if we're going to interpret indie broadly in the way that most people interpret it, like a Zagreus or a Guacamole Man,
sure,
whatever his name is,
a Juan Agaquate, something like that.
So but then you think about what indies are important to Nintendo in particular. That's why I think I would leave the Zoom call if that's what the last character is.
I'm sorry, but I think that would be fucking hilarious. Not only the fact that it's so new that's ridiculous conceptually, and fucking Nintendo and Sakurai working with the 3-person team that makes Among Us would be hilarious. But also an imposter from Among Us with all the fucking weird animations they do in the game. Pretty cool moveset, not gonna lie.
That is a Chris Pratt as Mario moment.
Yeah, if
that happens. But I think an indie rep is important. I think you get somebody like the Runbow character.
No one gives a fuck about Runbow. I played that on Wii U. That was a fun game, but
I think that Shantae was the obvious pick, but then Shantae got
true
pigeonholed.
Yes.
I still think an indie is possible. Meat Boy Man.
Meat Boy. Isaac. Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. Fucking fucking Hyperlight Drifter.
Car from Rocket League. Hollow Knight's actually a pretty good pick.
No, Hollow Knight. No, yeah, is Hollow Knight's name Hollow Knight?
It's just the knight. It's just a little character.
No, but I do think that that's a wonderful poll, and that is an indie studio.
Yes, and Quote is another interesting one because when you think back to Cave Story, that's like the genesis of what we consider indie games today in terms of very small teams making digital only games and stuff like that. Yeah. Though Quote's not that important anymore. Cave Story was important until people realized that there was other games that were being made.
But Rob is not important anymore.
Sure, yeah. And Quote's also important to Nintendo.
Or De Niro.
Nintendo De Niro. No, but I do think that indie is an interesting sector to draw from. I feel that that's pretty unlikely, though I think all of those would be amazing characters. I think they fill a specific niche. What would you say your personal interest in a Hollow Knight or a Meat Boy or anything like that? Would that be a character that would get away from third party enough to be interesting to you?
Yeah, I think that'd be wonderful. I think that what would be special to me about an indie character is not only is there a wonderful symbiotic relationship between Nintendo and indies, especially in the late Wii U and 3DS and obviously Switch era.
Yeah,
I mean, indies got coined last gen, but these are also characters that don't get put on this stage ever. Yeah. I mean,
except for like the 6 fucking indie Smash Bros. Clones that there are.
Right, but it's different, like the ways that like a Toby Fox gets excited about Sans being in Smash Brothers or something is cool because that matters. Yes. Because indie is finding its footing. And I think that representing that in Smash Brothers, if you want to talk about this game being about Smash Brothers history or gaming history,
representing that subsect is important. Yeah,
the indie chapter is underrepresented at best.
100%. Yeah.
So
God, do you remember how exciting yet disheartening it was to see Shovel Knight as an assist trophy? That reveal was awesome. They had it. They gave it a moment. Like they had a pause there. That was like, holy shit, Shovel Knight is in this game, and they like noted the importance of it, and that was awesome. But I was like, no. Shovel Knight was one of my most wanted characters in the Smash 4 era. Oh, and his moveset would work so perfectly, but
yeah, Shovel Knight was the obvious choice, I think. But I think also the fact that things like Shovel Knight Assist Trophy and the Mii Fighter costumes have been highlighted the way they have been suggests that Nintendo also recognizes that this is a vector to follow.
The Sans reveal overshadowed anything that happened with Terry on the day of his reveal.
The Sans reveal, my roommate at the time was lost his fucking mind when Megalovania started playing. Which is still a really wild moment. And that is the kind of surprise and hype that I think is generated by a very few AAA third-party characters, but it would be generated by pretty much any of the indie characters we need, in my opinion. Tucker?
Me.
You're going to be the last Smash Bros. Character.
Finally. No, but more characters, more Smash.
More characters? Yeah. Which character? Do you have a character you want to throw out? Because there's a couple on the tip of my tongue.
I got a couple. Do you want to talk about just which direction do you want to go in terms of?
I want you to take it. I want you to take the stick.
Take the shot. Take the bloody shot. All right, we're going personal ones here. All right. Now, I've shared these before. We've actually done a Smash predictions video in the past, but I like talking about Smash, and I don't get tired of talking about the characters that I want in Smash ever. So let's talk about my favorite games of all time and how fucking cool some of those characters would be if they were playable Smash Brothers characters. Now, hear me out. No, this doesn't make any sense. No, I don't even know. Sakurai would be the maddest man on the fucking planet if he could figure out how to work a moveset in this character. But the Prince from Katamari, rolling around a fucking Katamari, and picking up shit on the stage and fucking I don't even know, summoning his cousins. Who the fuck? I fucking King of all Cosmos for the final Smash. Sure. I don't even fucking know, but I wish Katamari was represented in Smash in some way. A stage. Oh, that would be so cool. The music's so good. Oh my god. That's not gonna happen. That doesn't make any sense. Sakurai's a fucking genius when it comes to movesets, but I don't even think he could make that work.
Yeah.
What
if Katamari Prince threw out like random projectile, like random like pieces of shit onto the ground, and then to do damage you had to roll them up and then throw your ball at somebody. But the opponent could pick up little individual pieces and throw them back at you.
And I'm actually going to do this for each of my characters. I want to know, because this is what I'm most interested in with the whole discussion, is how would that character strike you in terms of interest? Would that be something that would excite you? Does it fit your niche weirdness enough?
That one I would probably ascertain such a secondhand high off of you that I would be excited also.
This is not a joke. One of the most excited moments I've ever had watching a Smash Direct is when the Katamari music started playing for reroll. Fucking, what was it? Mario Maker 2 and New Animal Crossing were announced that day. I didn't give a shit. I got fucking Katamari remastered. That was the best day of my life. I stood up on my chair and cheered, and my friends were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Oh god, I like a lot of cool fucking video games.
Well, let's not get crazy.
People have always brought this up, and I don't know if this is ever in earnest or more as a joke, but Dark Souls representation for Smash Brothers, I don't even know if I would want that. And it could work. There's a lot of cool stuff. You get fucking Solaire in there.
They got the amiibo.
They got the amiibo, and they don't even have to make a new one. They can just print that amiibo again. But Dark Souls,
first of all, I would not give a fuck at all if that happened, and that would also be
Solaire of Astora praises the sun.
I think what's in a similar lane to that is like a Mortal Kombat character.
Sure. Okay.
Which I think is also likely, frankly, as a final character.
I've always been a proponent of Scorpion for Smash, and people who talk about how they would have to tone it down, not fitting the tone of Mortal Kombat. I think having Mortal Kombat represented in Smash trumps all of that in terms of what's more important and iconic status and just the meme of it, of especially now all those fighting game characters being represented in Smash. I would love Scorpion for Smash.
I agree, but also a cornerstone of Bayonetta's character is that the camera lets it do things like this. Oh shit!
You actually almost did an angle that you probably shouldn't have done. There you go.
With this, and it's like her hair.
Yeah,
and that's her character trait. Like that's what the camera shows you.
Yeah, is this your angle you're going for now?
No, I'm going to fix the camera. All of that was not what I intended to have happen, but ultimately, it worked out.
It helped.
But that is Bayonetta. That is literally what Bayonetta does in the game, and it's her hair, and you almost see her completely naked.
Yeah,
but she's in Smash Brothers. Snake.
And she's not naked.
In Metal Gear Solid 3. You can hit R1 to change the perspective of the cutscene, so Snake is just looking at this girl's tits.
Yeah.
Snake smokes cigarettes and kills people and looks at women in a very creepy way. He's in Smash Brothers. Fucking, there's a third one, right? Who's the other one?
Of mature characters in Smash?
Yeah, isn't there another one?
Sephiroth, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, Sephiroth fucking stabbed the woman through her stomach.
They did alter the designs of Pyra and Mithra for Smash so that they didn't have as much fucking leg showing.
Right. So I think the point is that we're no longer in an era where it's a scorpion. It could not be represented.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's important to know that Mortal Kombat is probably one of the last major fighting game franchises not in Smash Brothers.
Probably the last one.
Unless you don't fucking come and tell me Dead or Alive or like Killer Instinct or something. Yeah. Tekken, Street Fighter. Now you got to get your Mortal Kombat in there. So I think that's Fury. Like who gives a fuck about Fatal Fury? Like,
no one. You know. No, but I would that excite you though? That's why I want to judge your excitement.
No, it would not excite me at all.
No interest for that.
No, I don't care literally at all. Do you remember when everybody pretended they knew who Terry Bogard was and was really excited that he was in Smash Brothers?
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, a lot of people are older than us, and there's actually a chance they played Fatal Fury. But people our age pretending to fucking know what Fatal Fury is. Those motherfuckers. All right, we're just gonna rattle them off. All right.
You say a name, I say a reaction.
Tracer.
Indifference.
God, that would be so fucking cool. Oh my god. Big Daddy. Would that just be wild enough for you to care?
I mean, that probably would be wild enough for you to be interested. Sure.
Ori.
Ori is actually interesting because I think that Ori might kind of fit that indie representation to a degree. Again, they're a Microsoft studio, so how much does it really count? But I'd rather have the big fucking bear than Ori.
Naru?
Maybe.
Naru doesn't fucking do anything. But if you get Ori, then you represent Will of the Wisps and you have Ku in the moveset. It'd be awesome.
What if we had Ku, the Kirby friend?
No. All right. We're just going through my favorite games of all time. Abby. The Last of Us 2.
I would take off my clothes in excitement for Abby.
That would be the death of the entire internet if that happened. Jesse Faden.
I can already import my Ray Liotta me into the game.
That's true. Oh Christ. Dorothy from SteamWorld Dig 2.
That is actually a good rep for indies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured they would go with the Rusty.
Edmund Steam McMahon.
No. What?
His full name.
You talking about Eggman McMillan, the creator of?
No, I'm talking about Edmund Steam McMahon. That's his full name.
All right. Last weird one.
Maxwell. Yep, I'd be very excited.
Oh, actually,
I know for a fact we've talked about Maxwell.
Yeah, no, the ones that I would always bring up in my previous discussions are ones that represent the era of gaming that we grew up in, which is pretty underrepresented, all things considered, in Smash, which is the Wii and DS era. You've really only got a few straggling ones: Lucario, Wii Fit, Shulk.
I actually think that a Maxwell or a Layton or a Phoenix Wright or a Cooking Mama are all solid choices.
Those are all solid choices. You don't even know how excited I would be to see fucking Herschel Layton show up in Smash, and I hope on the little Smash screen a little name that shows up, because they always like shorten their name a little bit so you can fit. If it's just Herschel, God, oh fuck, oh god, press Layton. Oh, don't even fucking get me started on that one. Any more characters you want to talk about?
I think we should just give a quick nod to Capcom, a Monster Hunter, possible.
Wasn't that one of the costumes last time?
I don't fucking know. If it was, then scratch them. Fuck them.
Okay. All right.
How about Leon or Claire or Wesker or Kaiser or Ethan Winters, but he just doesn't have a face.
There is the only official render of Ethan Winters, and his face is like grayed out.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I think Resident Evil is another one of those really important franchises that has actually zero representation in Smash Brothers. So
yeah, there's very few other important franchises that have zero representation.
Well, on the scale of a Resident Evil, I think that there are not many.
Halo.
What?
I would say there are more, but like at that point they feel less likely because they're from Sony or whatever.
But even Halo, I mean, Resident Evil precedes that, and Halo might have revolutionized the first-person shooter, but Resident Evil is the survival horror game, you know. Mm-hmm. As much as I hate to say that, because I like Resident Evil 4, and that's about it. But
the one that I want to mention, and I've always felt this as scarily likely, but very interesting in terms of hype for me personally, which would be Waluigi. There is such an interesting subsect of the fact that is basically the only Mario character not in Smash Brothers. And it almost doesn't make sense that he's been an assist trophy and not a playable character.
Right.
And the fan outcry for him and the memes about it. The idea of having Smash Brothers ended with the meme character to end all meme characters, I think that would be potent. Evan Buhner, project into the future. Waluigi is revealed for Smash in less than a few days' time. What's your gut reaction?
I'd be excited. That's about it. I mean, I think what would be interesting about Waluigi, a character who was created for Mario Tennis, if I'm not mistaken, is that's a really interesting way to just represent Mario sports games. Because sure, there's nods in there like Peach and Daisy's, like the racket or the golf club in their specials, in their special charges, but Mario sports really isn't that represented. I think that Waluigi from that lens would be interesting, so he could have a cool moveset is what I mean. And Yeah, it's Waluigi. I sure.
I think at that point, what I would want him to be is a representation of all Mario spin-offs. The ones that he's obviously featured in. Kart stuff, party stuff, sports stuff, all the sports stuff
that would be
can get. That makes his moveset a lot more diverse rather than him just using a bunch of sports stuff. He can be fucking throwing dice. Mario Party's so weird and it is so disparate that he can have anything in his moveset. And I think that would be really cool.
No, I agree.
And he's the only Nintendo character that I think actually still deserves to be in Smash. I'm honestly not joking. I think they've had their fill of characters in Smash.
So I like to make a counterpoint.
Okay.
Because there's a couple I want to raise.
Okay, so no, I'm actually open to being convinced, and I'm sure I'll agree on some of them. But
I think that the biggest one is a new Zelda character.
Sure. Oh, sure. Yes.
And I would think someone like Urbosa. That's a character I've been championing for a long time.
Sure.
Unintentionally intended. But when you really get down to the fucking meat and the potatoes, the
Smash
Zelda
representation, yeah.
Right. The Zelda representation in Smash Brothers is 3 Links,
2 Zeldas.
Zelda, and Ganon.
Yes.
So
it's piss poor. It's piss poor. And as I've come to appreciate Zelda and know more about its history and stuff, and obviously it being very important, I've always wondered what the fuck is wrong with them. Why make 3 Links and 2 Zeldas when there are such iconic Zelda characters to add? Now, Urbosa is an interesting one to me because, well, obviously that represents Breath of the Wild. She doesn't, for me personally, feel as iconic as what I would want to see, which is an Impa or a Skull Kid or a Tingle. I think those are the choices that would interest me more. Obviously, Urbosa is a great character, and I love Breath of the Wild, but those have more a Zelda feel to them, in my opinion. And I would love to see those.
I mean, I think Tingle would be fucking awesome.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
But the reason I say Urbosa, though, is because, I mean, there's always been, Smash Bros. Is usually a generation behind in terms of the characters that it includes. This time it's been different with the long tail DLC.
Yes.
But still, I think that representing a more modern era of Breath of the Wild, also considering that game's cultural importance.
Yes.
And sales importance and everything.
They gave Link his Breath of the Wild design. And I feel like that's why that already represents.
It does, but again, it's Link. It's Linky. I just think that there's space for another one, but ultimately, I think Tingle, Skull Kid, Impa would all be, for me, more interesting. But I think that's fair.
King of Red Lions, who plays a fucking boat.
You can in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I know that's what I never played Hyrule Warriors, but I remember seeing that trailer and be like, "That's perfect. That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you."
I think Animal Crossing is another good candidate for another character. Because Isabelle is effectively an echo, and Animal Crossing is fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Right. I think that somebody.
What fucking get me fucking Orville and Edgar or whatever.
Orville and Wilbur.
Wilbur. Yes, my bad.
Who are just named after the Wright brothers. I don't know if you forgot that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of fun characters. You could go for a Tom Nook. You could go for a Timmy and Tommy like Ice Climbers-esque duo. Mm-hmm. Pull out a Brewster. Pull out a Cap'n.
KK Slider.
KK Slider, I think great. I
think KK Slider and Tom Nook would be the front runners for that in terms of iconic status and also being different. I've always thought it was a little underwhelming that Isabelle had the same. She has like 70% the same moveset.
Yeah.
60% if you want to get technical.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think like New Horizons is fucking. It's incalculably enormous, right? So I think that's important.
Yeah, especially if it being the best Animal Crossing game.
The next one, Tucker, and what this video is also doing is generating a list of topics in my mind that we need to have separate breakout discussions about.
Actually, I wanted you to rewatch this video and write them down because I love having breakout discussions like that.
Yes. The next one is another Splatoon rep.
Sure. Okay.
Because Splatoon is an S tier Nintendo franchise.
Get the fucking sea cucumber guy.
Sure. But Splatoon.
What's his name?
Which one?
The little Captain Sea Cucumber guy from Octo Expansion.
Oh, forget his name.
On the floor.
No, I know, but I forget.
DQ. It's like CQ or something like that.
Yeah, no, it is CQ. You're right.
Okay. Hey, look at me! I didn't even play that fucking dumb game.
Octo Expansion is one of the best.
I'm sure I would love the Octo.
You should. I think it's. I mean, we account in Minecraft. We account share.
Yes.
in Roblox. I think you can download the Arctic Expansion DLC off my account.
Can I play it? I can't play it then on my own profile then. So I would have to play it through yours.
Are you sure about that?
No, I don't know how DLC works. I don't even know how DLC works for my own account.
I think it's worth a shot because it's a wonderful piece of content.
Yes.
But Splatoon, especially in Japan, is an SC Nintendo franchise. It is. There are 4 characters on the Nintendo Tokyo banner when you walk into the store. It's Mario, Link,
Zelda,
Isabelle, Inkling.
Yes.
Right. I think that's another nice marketing synergy character and just a super important Nintendo franchise that deserves more than a Splatoon 1 Inkling rep.
100%. I've always thought it was really strange that they didn't go half and half for costumes. Like the Splatoon 2 Inkling boy and girl aren't as iconic. And I think they're worse designs personally, but I've always wanted there to be that dichotomy, so you just have the choice. It's really strange.
Thank you for mentioning costuming because I wanted to talk about that in a second. But for me, of the sensible Nintendo characters, because my list of Nintendo characters I want is much larger than that, but of the sensible ones, I think that a rep for any of those franchises is important.
Yeah, I agree.
So let me just do the non-sensible characters, and then I would love another Star Fox rep who does not play like Fox.
Yeah.
I would love a Skip character, whether that's Chibi Robo or Captain Rainbow. I would love another Kong, Dixie Kong. I think is the obvious choice, or Cranky would be fun also. You know,
I think at that point you just shoot for the fucking horses. That's not the word.
And you get Candy Kong.
Yeah, you get fucking Wrinkly Kong, and she's dead, and she doesn't do any money, and she doesn't do any fucking damage.
I would like Kuru.
Actually, no, hold the fucking phone. All right, you take a note from Donkey Kong 64, and you have a moveset that includes all the remaining Kongs, and you just switch between them depending on what you're using.
Like Pokemon Trainer, but for
Lanky Kong. Fucking Lanky Kong, Chunky Kong, Tiny Kong, Wrinkly Kong.
You're the characters.
And Final Smash is Candy Kong ripping open her shirt.
The character you play as is just a DK barrel, and they jump out of it for different moves. And when you're running across the stage, it's just Kong feet. Yeah.
I like the way you think.
I like the cut of your jib. That's
that what people do? They hit each other on the head.
No, I like your cut, G. That's very different.
I like your cut, jib.
Of course, in my fucking weird shit, Kururin, QB, Dawshin, right? But look, if Ridley's not too big, Dawshin's not too big. But Dawshin is also just a yellow gummy monster with an obvious erection that is not his belly button as much as you try to tell me otherwise. But Tucker, now we're coming out of the valley of niche Nintendo characters. What I would like to see, which I think is just out of the question now, but this is not a new thought, I'm stealing someone else's idea, as I usually do. Alternate costumes of relevant designs for characters. So a Dread costume for Samus. Things of that nature. I would pay $5 for a alternate costume pack. No, for a pack.
Yeah, I know you've spent a good amount on Nintendo stuff, but I would question your sanity and morality for.
No, I would certainly not do that. But I think something like that'd be really cool.
I certainly agree. I think. Do you have more personal ones you want to go through?
Yes, one more.
Nintendo ones. Okay, one more.
We've been going for a while. My voice is getting hoarse. Last one.
Mine is getting cow. Woo!
The last one. This one does have sway in the Smash Bros. Community in general. Bandana Waddle Dee.
That does have sway, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Now, I say unfortunately not because I don't think that Kirby deserves to have more than 3 reps.
Right.
Obviously, the reps that it does have are very diverse.
They're great.
Fire Emblem and Zelda can't necessarily attest to.
Right. How about Camilla?
No, I think you go for what's her name? What's the teacher from Three Houses with the boobies? It's just
right.
You go for that. Just have another Three Houses rep, and the second Fighter's Pass on another Three Houses rep. That would make everyone happy. No, but what the fuck did you say?
Kirby. Bandana Waddle Dee.
No, I do think that another Kirby rep would be cool. It wouldn't necessarily be particularly exciting or or interesting. But undoubtedly being like the fourth fits, though I do think there are more interesting, unique Kirby characters.
Chef Kawasaki.
Well, no, but I mean like game specific ones. If you're going for your fucking Magalores, you're going for your fucking Susie's, whatever. My personal pick has always been Prince Fluff. I think that the idea of the Epic Yarn moveset incorporating, parachute and car and whatever all crazy shit you turn into.
That would be fun.
Got the final smash is that big mech thing that goes boom, boom, boom. Ah, damn, that'd be so cool. But that's the Kirby character that would genuinely excite me. Cool.
Saki from Sin and Punishment. It's already an assist trophy, but fucking bump him up. Mm-hmm. And then Tucker, I just want to float this idea past you. What if the last character is like a fucking fighting polygon team thing, or a sandbag, or a master hand, or something?
There's two more sort of final makes sense interesting things that I think they can end on. Which let's go for that first because you started. Is something unique to Smash Brothers being the thing to end it out. Sandbag, polygons, master hand, crazy hand, whatever. That would be really interesting. I think that would feel very fitting. It would be very interesting to see how Sakurai creates a unique moveset that represents Smash Brothers. And that would be very, I don't know if exciting is the word, because
deserved,
yes. It would make sense in a very interesting way. And it would feel very fitting. I wouldn't be like, holy shit, they did it. But I guess I kind of would.
I'd be very pleased by that.
That would be really interesting. I would like one of those.
What's the other one you're gonna float?
I was gonna float, and I should have floated this earlier because what you were just saying makes actually more sense to end on, but is Dr. Eggman. I think that the idea of Smash Ultimate being iconic heroes and villains, and Sonic not getting another rep since Brawl, which makes little sense considering fucking Castlevania has 2 reps. I think Dr. Eggman would be incredible. It would feel very fitting. It's a very iconic character from a very important series. That would just bring things to a close, and you would be able to have Mario and Bowser and Sonic and Eggman and Samus and Ridley, and just I think that would be awesome. I don't care about Dr. Eggman, but I do think that there's a fitting status and a fitting quality there that would be really exciting and interesting.
I mean, I think that's a good pull. I would rather it was Dr. Robotnik, but
that's true, yeah.
But no, I do think that is a strong possibility. I think that is a good character pull.
And hear me out, because this doesn't track with the rest of the DLC, but they announced Eggman, and it comes with an Echo Fighter of Tails for Sonic. I think even though I'm not a huge Sonic fan, that's the best case scenario for this final character getting like an Echo, because we haven't gotten a DLC Echo, which is an interesting interplay that it's strange they never tapped into, is having bonus characters or Echo characters to like expand the roster through DLC. But I think that having Tails, Eggman, and Sonic, that would be perfect. That would feel very fitting. That would be amazing.
That would be cool. I'm not opposed to that.
I'm
really not.
Would you buy Tails and Eggman?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
You like Tails. Miles Tails Prower is a wholesome fella.
Miles Prower. I think we just refer to him that way.
Yeah. Miles!
But Tucker, this has been, I think, like an hour and maybe close to an hour and a half of Smash discussion.
Yes.
Which I think fucking perfect.
Yes.
This is the last time we're going to do it.
It is. I do think that some sort of retrospective on how we feel about Smash Ultimate as a whole, and its
certainly
release calendar and each character breakdown, all that, I think that would be fun to do. But in terms of speculation, there's a chance this kind of speculation might never happen again in our lives, which is, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of sad. I made a lot of my middle school friends through the Smash 4 hype cycle, and I technically, in some circumspect way, met you through my interest in Smash. My interest in Smash is what got me interested in video game collecting, which is how I ended up meeting you through retro video game collecting Instagram, which is not something I'm particularly proud of, but it's certainly a chapter of my life. Yeah. And Smash speculation and hype and community has been intensely important to me since for as long as I can remember. And without Smash Brothers and without Sakurai and the rollout of new characters from franchises that I'm not interested in, I would not be the gamer I am today, for certain. And the expansion to including third parties, while that might, salace your vision of what Smash Brothers should be, I think it has had an immensely important impact on me, because growing up being someone who essentially only played Nintendo games, I was suddenly interested in Bayonetta, in Final Fantasy, in Castlevania. These franchises I didn't give a piss about, but Sakurai showed me how important they were and how much he loves them. And I'm just it's a little melancholy to have it ending. Such an era of my life coming to a close.
I think that's a really lovely place to end the video.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this titillated you as much as it titillated me. I'm physically sweating. It's very hot in my room. But Smash deserves a little sweat, a little tears, a little blood. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be back on Tuesday to, of course, do a live reaction and then a discussion of whomsoever gets announced. So
we'll catch
you then.